Democrats, today is Monday, July 18th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Monday. So I spent this weekend with Democrats. I went to Garfield County and hung out with a bunch of candidates and a bunch of interested voters who had like great questions and all that kind of stuff. And I attended a Zoom meeting with a bunch of candidates that was centered out of Congressional District 4. So I spent a lot of time with candidates and a lot of time with voters this weekend. And one issue, no matter who the candidate was, no matter what was said, one issue kept coming up. And so I feel like I have to address it. And it's going to shock you guys because you've never heard me say this before. You need to pick a candidate and help a candidate. That's the real thing. You need to pick some candidates and help some candidates. So it is your responsibility. It is my responsibility. It is everyone's responsibility to learn about who is on your ballot. It is everyone's responsibility to know who they're going to vote for when they show up. When you look at your ballot between the cardboard on Election Day Tuesday, none of those names should be a surprise to you. None of those names should be a surprise to you. You should have already done your research. You should have met them somewhere. You should know how to get in touch with them, even if it's through a contact page on their Facebook. What I can proudly say about the Democrats running for office in Oklahoma in 2022 is that they are everywhere. It was good to see you, Dorothy. That they are everywhere. That our candidates are going out and they're trying to press the flesh. They're trying to be where you are so that they can earn your vote. And so I'm going to ask you to get out there and make them earn your vote. Don't beat up on them. Just ask them some questions. I am confident in the candidates that are running as Democrats that when you talk to them and ask them where they stand, that you will be convinced to vote for them. So I caught myself a little bit frustrated, and I've been in this place for a year. COVID is real. I've had COVID. Half my family has had COVID. A lot of my dear friends have COVID. A lot of staff have had COVID. So I absolutely believe in COVID, and I believe in taking extra precautions. And I believe that some of us have more compromised immune systems than others. Believe all of that. I absolutely do. But what I also believe is that it is going to be increasingly difficult for Democrats to win if Democrats don't come from behind Zoom. Go to Zoom when you have to. I did Zoom this weekend. Go to Zoom when you have to. But find an outdoor event that you can go to. Wear your mask outdoors if that's what it takes for you to feel comfortable. But get out there because democracy is a contact sport. I don't want anybody to get sick. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I don't want anybody to get sick, but I am saying you've got to get out there. Our candidates, because I'm having conversations with them, they desperately need your help. They need folks to drive them around. It's 100 degrees. And I will tell you, and I'm not the only one. I know there are people who are watching who have had this experience. I have taken a turf and knocked doors by myself. I've gone out and I've knocked doors with one other person, and I've knocked doors with two other people. It is best when there are two or more, preferably three, people in a door knocking team. One person to keep the car cold. That is very important, particularly right now while we're in the middle of a heat wave. One person to keep the car cold. One person to navigate the map and somebody to hop out. Or one person to keep the car cold and two people to hop out. It's important. And so if you think, because you see on Facebook that, Cindy Munson has somebody driving her around, and so she probably doesn't need your help. I bet she does. Because that person, the person that you see in Facebook, Tuesday may only be the day they can help. You're looking out there and you see that Jennifer Esau has somebody driving her around, and you think, okay, Jennifer doesn't need help. I bet she does. I am strongly encouraging you, and I'm getting somewhere here, to reach out, drive them around, droplet, create a team of your own, be a block captain, droplet on your own, write postcards, write checks, do phone banking. They need your help. Because we're always talking about dropping lit, but you need money for the lit. So they need your help. Now, what made me talk about this is because it was a weekend full of my uh, DMs being full, my emails being full of people still upset that they're not seeing billboards of Democratic candidates, that they're not seeing commercials of Democratic candidates, or they've only gotten one mailer and it was a couple of months ago from Democratic candidates. And they don't know the difference between this one, and they're not real sure. It takes money. And everybody knows that it takes money. Intelligent people watch me. I know you know that it takes money. And a lot of people, the responses I get is, well, it's dark money. Dark money is still donated money. Dark money is still donated money. So there is no way. It's not magical money that just shows up in someone's account. It's actually someone who feels strongly enough about a cause that they donate, so that there will be a commercial about that, that there will be mailers about that. We can't say to a candidate, when I see more commercials, I'll donate. Because that money had to be donated. Now, I'm not dumb, and I know you're not dumb. And so there are candidates who can afford to fund themselves. There's a trade-off. There's absolutely a trade-off. If we decide that we only want rich people to run for office, we have to know that what that gets us. We currently have a financially well-situated governor who wrote himself a big check in his 2018 campaign. Now, he got a lot of donations, but he wrote himself a big check. Consequently, he doesn't think he answers to us. He doesn't think that he answers to us because he kind of bought his seat. And so he thinks that that's his seat. It's not our seat, it's his seat. Which is why he continues to strut when we know about Swadley's, we know about Class Wallet, we know he keeps getting his hat handed to him with regards to his fights with the tribes. We know about the money that he spent on COVID relief supplies that he never got, and he just kept walking. We know about the money that was wasted moving the COVID testing center to Stillwater. We know about all of that. And is he walking around ashamed? Is he walking around apologizing, justifying, rationalizing? Nope, because he doesn't think he answers to us. He's walking around trying to figure out what new fight he can pick. Tulsa Public Schools. He doesn't think that he answers to us because he knows that his financial wealth has a lot to do with how he got in that space. So I am saying this to Democrats who are watching me now and watching me later. In order to see more from your candidates, you're going to have to help them. I'm not saying buying them, because it is my fervent belief that the folks who are running as Democrats in Oklahoma can't be bought. But you are going to have to help them. You're going to have to help them buy mailers, help them buy postcards, help them buy the signs that everybody's calling me and asking for. They cost money. So pick a candidate, pick two candidates, and donate. Donate your time, donate your treasure, donate both. They need your help. The only way that we're going to change what happens in Oklahoma is we're going to move it bit by bit. We cannot throw up our hands and give up. We can't say we don't have anybody who's rich, and so we don't have anybody who's going to go in there. So what's the big? We can make a difference, but we have to be intentional and deliberate, and it's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us. So go out to okdemocrats.org, click on vote, look at all of our candidates, pick two, and donate. And you don't have to donate $500. They will take it. The maximum amount that you can donate per candidate is $2,900. And as many candidates as you can max out, they would be grateful for. But if you're not a $2,900 donor, they will take what you have. If you're a $25 a month donor for the next 5 months, they'd be glad for it. They'd be glad for it because it would help them budget. Pick two candidates. sponsor them for the rest of the election cycle. Alrighty. So I want you to learn about who your candidates are. To that end, this evening, Scott will be joined by Melinda Elizalde Fard, who is our candidate for lieutenant governor. This is your opportunity. If you haven't been where she is and you haven't found a Zoom where she's going to be, this is another opportunity where you get to learn about who Melinda is. We need someone who will stand up to the governor. We need someone who understands oversight. And I believe that Melinda's that person. She'll be joining Scott tonight on the Hamilton Report at 6:30. Go out to goes out to the OK Democrats Facebook page or our YouTube page and watch that interview this evening at 6:30. And join me tomorrow at 4:15, where I'll be joined by Nana Dankwa, who is running for State House Representative of House District 90. And you guys know Nana. Nana is the secretary of the party, but he put his name on the ballot. He's running a real race, and he's running in Oklahoma City, over by Lake Overholser. And you'll have an opportunity to hear about Nana tomorrow. So tonight at 6:30, tune in and learn about Melissa Elizalde Fard, who is running for lieutenant governor. And tomorrow at 4:15, tune in and learn more about Nana Dankwa, who's running for House District 90. Thanks for joining me. Go pick a candidate. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a great one.